Welcome back. Last time, as you may recall, you had recently emerged from the catacombs beneath the hewn manor house in Baldur's Gate. After clearing out and the hidden cultist temple that has long since been abandoned, home now to a talking, very probably not good shield. Uh, Hang on, my cords are tangled. 1 second. Okay, we're good. Let's see. Ah, yes. After returning to the surface, you found that in your absence, the Flaming Fist had been enacting a number of high-profile arrests throughout the Manor-born quarter of the city. You made your way to the Flaming Fist barracks, and it was revealed that Duke Portier's niece had recently arrived in town and was installed as the marshal. She thanked you for your assistance and informed you that, due to your assistance, they were able to pinpoint a number of dead 3 cultists that had gone into hiding since your hullabaloo that you caused beneath the Vanthamper Villa Manor. God damn it.
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo. Okay.
A ruckus, even.
Okay. All right. Okay.
After returning to Duke Portier's manor and talking to him for a while, you found out that he had been, that the guard had located a puzzle box that was in possession of one of the remaining Vanthamper's sons, Thrustwell. After turning it over to you, he recommended that you could go to Candlekeep to find out more about it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Good. After getting the hell out of the city, ahead of schedule, as paranoia had begun to set in, you made your way unaccosted to the fortress of Candlekeep. Uh, on the way, Beriadan tried a few times to open the puzzle box, nearly dying one time. Not perturbed, he tried again, and when nothing happened to him, he got nervous and ceased tampering. Upon arrival at Candlekeep, you were ushered inside upon showing the puzzle box, and you were introduced to a tiefling named, let me see if I get the pronunciation right. Where is it? Ah, yes, Silvira. You also met a tiny otter that was introduced as Traxagor, wearing a wizard's robe. Silvira informed you that she could, given a few days, 1 or 2, have the puzzle box opened as it was her speciality. We left off there with you having the run of the place, I believe, getting on towards the end of the day. Let's see. Yes, I think that's it. You are still back within the cluttered laboratory shared by Silvira and Traxagor. She has taken yonder puzzle box from you and disappeared into a side room to begin study of it.
Didn't mean for that to show up on the recording. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my own YouTube channel and my damn autoplay started coming up with a particular video. Ugh. Bloody hell.
It'll be fine. It'll
As
be
long as
all
it's not
good.
porn, it's fine.
It was
It's
porn.
not.
Damn.
Even
Oh,
if it was porn, it's fine.
Might get more views.
Yep.
cross over into a different dungeons community. Anyways, please continue.
God
So-
damn it.
Find yourselves standing with free reign of Candlekeep. Let's see. Oh, geez.
Last time was asked to see if I had free reign over Candlekeep.
Yes, you are welcome to explore to your heart's content. Any guest in Candlekeep is allowed access. Once inside, it's fairly free reign, as it were. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm good. I think that thing. Unless anyone has any partially remembered partially remembered things that they would like to ask, or what have you.
Do they have a smithy here?
I believe they do. Let's see.
But basically, what I'm getting at is there any exploration into the realm of artificy?
Participation?
Sure, sure, sure. Are they exploring that here yet?
You aren't sure. However, there is a smithy. In fact, it is a smithy and stables, which I believe is where your horses that you rode in on were stored. However, I don't think you've seen it yet. Let's see. Is there a map of Candlekeep I can bring up anywhere? Perhaps not. Maybe I'm not lucky. But yes, you can go investigate that for sure. Let me see. Let me see.
Even just to see like what he's like, is he just like filling what do you call him, like doing like horseshoes and like mundane shit, or is he actually like doing any cutting edge like you know artifice-esque things?
Okay. So, exiting the cluttered laboratory and following the sound of ringing hammer, it's not too difficult to find a open air smithy and stable area. A dwarf is working a forge, seemingly preparing some new horseshoes.
Hmm.
Seems fairly mundane. A couple of apprentices are also at work in this area. Humans mostly, though there are dwarves, elves.
Hello, good blacksmith. I have a question for you. If please do not stop working. I believe it would be a quick question.
Aye, of course. What can I do for you? He says between hammer.
Have you done any work in regards to the field of artificing?
No, I haven't actually. Unless you mean, of course, creating shoes and nails and tools and the like.
I suppose that potentially would be relatable, but no, no. And there is no one here who's come to you to build, let's say, unique items.
How unique?
Well, sure, like shoes that allow you to fly, or nails that are self-hammering, or oh, I should write that one down. Or
No, nothing of that sort. I'm not particularly gifted in the magical arts, you see. But I have made a bridle for a wyvern once. That was pretty fun.
That does sound interesting.
Getting the measurements. Almost
Sounds
lost
difficult.
my hand.
Yes. Okay, you are of no use to me, but
Oh.
good day to you, sir, and thank you for your assistance.
Uh,
And I walk away.
Rude.
okay.
Oh,
This whole time he just hasn't stopped hammering away.
Yeah, I'm not wasting
Yep.
his time. Who
Yep.
did you say rude out loud, or
Yes, I did.
I'll just turn to you and go, well, he's working hard, and frankly, he's useless for me. So, what's the problem?
It's not appropriate to tell somebody that they're useless to you.
But he was.
He may have been, but you don't need to tell him that. You can just say, "Thank you for your time," and I'll look at the guy who's hammering away and just go, "Apologies, doesn't
Think
quite."
nothing of it. Most of the avowed are like that too.
Oh, well.
I'm
You know.
used to it.
Well, that's very
Folk
important.
with more brains than manners and sense, you see.
Okay, I apologize. If I need nails, I will make great use of your services, sir.
Aye. I'm sure you will.
After we walk far enough away that we're out of earshot, I'm just gonna say to the group, I can do that. He's literally useless for me. I can make my own nails. That's all I meant. I'm not.
And
Yes, but to tell somebody that they're doing a job that's useless to you is not.
Useless to me because I'm better than him. That's all.
no,
Yes,
I
but you don't
completely agree with you,
necessarily-
Beriadan.
Ekard just walks away at that. He just doesn't even bother justifying that with a response.
I'm sure he's an important member of Candlekeep here. I'm just saying he's not important to me in terms of his profession.
Yes, and I understand. I fully grasp. I think the problem that you're not understanding, my love, is that it's not socially acceptable to tell somebody that. People don't want to be told that they're useless, whether or not they're unqualified or other such and such. It's demeaning. It would be like if I were to come up to you and ask you to teach me a certain magics, and you said no, I can provide you this type of job, and I went, oh, you're useless to me.
Well, I would be because I do not know the magic you need in that particular circumstance. But I think I understand. You're telling me I should just lie to them and inflate their ego so they feel better about themselves and have a bolstered pride. I can do that.
Not necessarily lie. Just
Oh.
say, well, thank you for your time, but that's not what I'm looking for, and go on your way. That's not lying. You're literally, they don't have what you're looking for, but you're doing it in a tactful way without demeaning them.
Noted.
I'll pat him on the shoulder and just keep walking.
Okay. Let's see.
Does anyone want to go to the? I mean, it's a renowned library. I think we would be remiss not to explore it. I do want to just see if they have any books in my field. I assume they don't. Close-minded fools that they are here.
Let's say I'm actually on my way over there. I was going to playfully, make a pass at Silvara, but I assume that she would be very busy with what she wanted to be doing. I don't want to offend her, seeing as how we're guests. So I'm just gonna go find something interesting to read.
When you say
Fair
make
enough.
a pass, do you mean copulate with her?
I meant flirt.
With the intention of mating.
That's usually the end result of flirting, yes.
That
Usually,
wasn't
sometimes you just
specifically
flirt
my
to get
end
what you
goal,
want.
but
I could be wrong, but I believe all the monks or avowed of Candlekeep are celibate. So I don't want to get your hopes up. And while I am sure that you would be a great lovemaker and have many possibilities, which I am not interested in, but still see
Put my
value
hand
in.
on his brilliant chest and just go, not also not appropriate conversation.
just
Bolstering
tactful
his
as
ego.
always, Beriadan.
Okay, no
And
problem,
I just
no problem.
turn away and just walk without even leaving him to be able to respond.
I feel like he's upset that he cannot have sex with that.
No! What gave you that idea? I'm not even. Like, I just pick up a book and I'm like, just about ready to throw it at him.
There's just books around.
I just walk
don't
over
even.
to. So I walk over to Ekard and just kind of like pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Celibacy's never stopped me before,"
Oh boy.
and walk away.
I look about ready to throw the book at him too.
I'm just gonna lower the face mask on my visor, like my helmet visor, and books.
Yes,
So, of course. Um. Hmm.
you know what I'm looking for.
I know what you're looking for. I'm just taking a quick look at this. I have a list of the important NPCs in this area. I just have their names and their races and their areas of expertise, and their names are not. Anyways, we're gonna be coming up with them. Let's see. So, the Grand Library of Candlekeep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Keep finding it and then losing it in this. Ah, yes, the inner ward. Poster map included. Yes, okay, good. So, the Great Library itself is actually in a different section of Candlekeep. You are currently in the, for lack of a better word, entryway. A large courtyard that houses a few laboratories to the north, the smithy to the south, to the west. A large translucent emerald door that glows with inner light. Let's see. Beyond the emerald door, you can see many different towers and spires jutting up over the walls. Those are those house the uh, great library. All different styles mishmashed together, seemingly at random, though all interconnected by pathways and bridges at various levels. As you approach the door, there is a young elf, a young high elf, standing, seemingly guard, but in a friendly way. Let's see. He greets you with a smile. He says, "Ah, welcome. Can I help you find anything?"
Yes, actually. Specifically, I'm looking to see if you have any books about time magic or being able to break through realities, any sort of manipulation in chronology, just whether it's flushed out or notes, just anything really.
We lose.
That was Tanner.
Uh-oh. One sec. Oh, he's back. Never mind. I was gonna yell at him through the wall.
Yeah, sorry, my computer turned itself off for a second.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm sure we have plenty of that sort of collection. I don't believe we have any great readers specializing in that area, unfortunately, but perhaps Ally could help you. She should be within in the third tower. That one. He points up at a strange tower that has twists and turns in its uh, construction, ending in a almost house-like shape, perched precariously at the top. She should be somewhere in there, probably at the top. You're
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Best of luck.
And I'll nod and I'll look at Beriadan and ask him if he has any questions as well, or
Actually, I'm curious to see what happens with this. So I'll proceed with you if that's all right.
wonderful. Roque, Ekard, would you like to come, or shall we meet up later?
I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna browse the shelves here just for anything in particular that jumps out at me.
And I'll just keep Ekard company. I'm not very interested in any of this academics shit.
Let me see if there is actually an image of the Emerald Door.
If either of you, while you're browsing, come across anything to do with Elturel's history or something
There we
about
go.
the Faceless Lord, just the more you know? Something to keep an eye for.
That's kind of what I'm looking out for.
Wonderful.
I don't like looking at anything.
I close
Reading
my
is
eyes. I
so
see nothing.
mundane.
All right.
That sure is a fancy door, though.
It is a fancy door. Okay. So, before you're allowed entry, though, the elf standing guard says, of course, I almost forgot. Silly me. One moment, I need to send for guides for your two groups. It's a bit labyrinthian in there between the towers and the extra dimensional spaces you see. It shouldn't be a moment. And as he finishes saying it, a pair of humans wearing uh what's the word? What color are their robes? I already forgot the color. Purple. Yes, purple robes. Show up. He says, "Here, these two should be able to help you. This is uh shit bad. Help me come up with names, me.
I think you got him shitting bad.
Shitting bad. This is shitting. This is bad." Let's see. Let's see.
Flavio.
Fabio. This is this is Fabio and Fonzie. They should be able to help you. Locate whatever you are looking for. Just stay with them, please. It would be the last time someone got lost, we weren't able to find them easily or
I say that
intact.
those are quite interesting names.
Yes, yes.
What region are you both from?
Oh, Icewind Dale, cause we're chill.
Oh my god.
I've never been there, but that explains why I don't recognize the name style. Okay, all right.
So, upon gaining admittance, you split off. The guides mostly are there to keep you from getting lost, as I mentioned. Uh, the pair of you, Beriadan and Keya, are led towards Alai's tower. Ekard, you mentioned you wanted to find out more about Elturel's history.
Anything about the Hidden Lord or Elturel's history? Anything of those two? Yeah.
Okay. Then Fabio will lead you towards where? Oh, where? One moment. He says, "Come with me."
my
He leads you into the library towards, he says, Great Raider Shrivenbark.
Rivenbach.
Interesting.
Shrivenbark.
Oh,
So,
interesting name.
yes. Okay. So, first things first, you, Beriadan and Keya, you are both led up and down and
All around.
time sideways
Round
through
and round.
this strangely laid out tower. Sometimes it seems as though you are not quite um, always going up, but you always, whenever you look out a window, you're higher up than you previously had seen. It's a strange feeling. Eventually, however, you find yourselves at the top in a large single room cottage that has been stacked wall to wall with books. The center of the room is uh, primarily dedicated to benches and for a lecture hall sort of style. There's an older human woman wearing the much fancier purple robes of a great reader. She is taking a nap on one of the benches when you arrive. Fonzie coughs politely, and she jolts upright. What? What? Yeah. Oh, visitors. How can I help you? Welcome.
So, my name is Keya. I'm looking to see if we have any tomes or writings of chronology magic.
Hmm. Interesting field of study, not one often looked into, but we might have a thing or two here. Do you have any titles or times in particular that you are looking for?
Everything you have, if possible.
Oh my,
No particular interest.
I will take a look around for you then. Please feel free to peruse.
Wonderful. Thank you. And then I'll start like
And
running my fingers along the spines of the books on the shelves and like checking for notes and words that poke out to me.
all right. And as you do that, she disappears. She's just
Poof,
gone.
poof. That's fun.
The majority of the titles up here seem to be uh, relating to gods, divinity, um, covering topics of all kinds and all manner of pantheons, including names that you have never heard of before, uh, and that seem to be and pantheons that you have never heard of before. Uh, but meanwhile, the pair of you are led. The pair of you, I should mention, is Roque and Ekard. Rourke, bleh,
Roke.
bleh. Tom York
Tom York.
are led down a different passage uh, towards well, you end up going down into a side passage, through a few winding spaces, including rooms you swear you entered already, but from a different doorway. And each time Fabio leads you through a different entryway. It's a little odd. Eventually, towards a halfling wearing robes that are far too big for him. Again, older, small, round spectacles balanced on his nose. He's deep into a very large book that is almost as tall as he is. On your approach, he wheels around on the tall stool. Says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
I'm searching for books of history, specifically related to Elturel, if you have any.
I see, I see. Yes, we have a few of those somewhere. Let me see. Yes, I think top shelf on the left, third book from the right, and then down from there should be mostly Elturel.
All right, thank you.
Mind the ladder.
Mind the ladder.
Yes, mind the ladder. There's many ladders lining the shelves here. You know, the kinds you can roll around. Classic.
Ah, yes.
Ones I want in my dream house one day, yes.
Well, I keep an eye out for the ladder, and I just start getting to work.
All right. And as you reach the top of the very tall shelf, you do quickly find that, yes, there are all manner of histories, accounts, tales, all that manner of thing. Noble families of note, etc., regarding the history of Elturel. So, it's easy enough to find all kinds of materials. Let's see. Let me see. Oh dear, oh dear. Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Just trying to make sure I have all this lore squared away. Oh, where is it? Where is it hiding from me? Goodness gracious. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry about the delay, my friends.
No
No
worries.
problem, dude.
Not an issue.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Yes, you managed to find innumerable books relating to Elturel's history, all manner of topics, mostly thick, dusty old books that don't have that have titles like Volo's Guide to Elturel.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Checks out.
I mean, he's got like most of the books are by Volo. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, any sort of topics you find, you gather a few, climb back down, find a seat. While this is going on, Beriadan and Roque, what are you two up to? Respectively.
I'd just be helping Keya. Like if she's
Okay.
searching and looking around, I'd be searching and looking for chronomagy things.
For sure.
I'll be taking random books, opening to random sections, and just crossing out like whole paragraphs.
My God.
Are you trying to do this without being noticed?
Sure. Yep.
Then roll stealth.
Stealth or sleight? Oh yeah,
Sleight
stealth.
of hand or stealth or
Um.
yeah, sleight of hand works.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay, you're able to when no nearby avowed are watching. You're able to effectively scratch out random paragraphs of as many books as you want while pretending to read them.
Heck yes. That's what I live for.
Your entropy. I don't know if that's entropy though. Anyway.
Whatever.
I just prefer to call it being a dick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever works.
Fucking nerd, and I'll write in one just like fucking nerds.
So, Keya, as you're searching around, you don't find anything on these shelves relating to chronomancy magic. And after a while, you realize that Alai has been gone for quite some time.
Uh-huh.
But just when perhaps you're getting ready to move on from this area, she reappears suddenly. Not in a flashy manner, just is there all of a sudden. And she's carrying 3 books. She's unfortunately we don't have as many as I thought. So this is a well, not very well regarded field of study. I'm sure you found. But there are some here. The of the books that are, mostly temporally stable. And these should suit, I hope.
Did you use the term temporally stable?
I did. It's part of the difficulty, I imagine, with
Interesting.
studying the field.
That's marvelous. Well, thank you, Elia, for finding these for me. And by the way, what spell is it that made you disappear and reappear like that? That was phenomenal. I have to know.
Oh, well, you see,
It wasn't a spell I just studied under Batman.
well, you see, a flair for the dramatic. And she vanishes again.
Oh, nuts.
Hey, she didn't lie.
That's wonderful. I have to find out what that is. That'd be extremely useful.
As you're talking to yourself about this, one of the tables, or one of the benches, gets bumped sharply, and you hear Eli cuss quietly from near one of the doorways.
Ah.
Don't worry, we didn't see that.
Of course you
Why
didn't.
like it there would-
As the
Yeah.
door closes.
Ah, see. Okay. Gonna have to learn that one. Okay, and then I will sit at the whatever table or chair is closest to me and just start flipping through the books, soaking up as much. If there's any paper and ink anywhere nearby, I don't think I have any left myself, but I'll take notes and stuff for my own record keeping
Easy
if they've
enough.
got paper and
Easy.
whatnot.
Easy enough. Yeah, you'll be able to spend a few hours reading through, taking notes. No
Okay.
problem.
Oh, and what I'll also do is I'll pull out my time-stamped book,
Mhm.
the one that I found when we were under the Vansible Mansion.
Yep.
Or, yeah. And I will, like, compare notes and go through that as well, like passages I've already read and see what matches and what doesn't match and try to find the middle ground in between all of them.
Sounds good. Meanwhile, while you set to doing that, Ekard, you find out a lot of stuff in the hour in the however long you would like to dedicate to reading about Elturel. There is a lot of history here.
Alrighty.
But
Yeah.
let's see.
I imagine I spend enough time that like the others just come looking for me.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see. What kind of things? All right. How far back would you like to start?
I actually want to start with something more recent and then just work my way back.
Sounds good. And you are a resident of Elturel, correct? Or no?
I originally was, yes.
Yes. Okay.
So like anything within like um within the past 20 years, starting from there.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. We'll start here. 20 years ago. Just trying to make sure I get the right years. Okay. So, the recent history of Elturel has been relatively, peaceful. That's the word. It being a holy city, well protected and watched over by the companion, the giant, glowing, ever-present sun that hovered just above the city that you'd witnessed turn black and send bolts of lightning down shortly before the hellish chains pulled the city below the surface. Ah. Ah.
Do
You
I
do.
see any? Go ahead.
There's some recent in history that you probably would be familiar with in character. Being from there. 50 years ago in 1444. It's now 1494 in case anyone's interested. Um, a vampire lord conquered the city of Elturel before the companion was put into place. He was driven out with his undead army by the appearance of the companion, though no one is sure where it came from per se. The information is up to debate. Some believe it was a gift from the gods. Others some contraption fashioned by a band of adventurers. Its origin is secretive, but recent, and that was its presence. Shortly after this, the current High Overseer, or perhaps former, depending on your point of view of a city being potentially dragged into hell, in 1449, Fabius Krieg became the High Overseer. Let's see. As a name, let's see. There's just a lot of information here.
So the thing is that my character, he would have been in El Terrell when the companion was already there. So he would have been
Yes.
aware of its presence,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't have known anything about how it came to be or how it originated. So
Yes.
that's part of the reason why he's looking in on this. Like, where did this thing come from? How did it be?
Inconclusive.
Anything that would have suggested, like, how did it become corrupted? How would have it been
Sure.
susceptible to that? Because if it turned black and the change appeared, there has to be a link between these two events.
Okay. There you go. Let me see. Let me see. What kind of information? Yada da. Why would they call it the companion? So many words use the word companion.
Hmm.
Let's see. Here we go. Yes. So, no one knows for sure the origin of the companion. Only that in the city's darkest hour, when it was overrun by vampires, it appeared and saved the day. It is it blazed like a second sun. It effectively acted like as such. There we go. So Fabius Krieg did take credit for it. There we go. He took credit for it. Hailed as a savior, rose to become High Overseer.
Hmm.
Under his rule, it went on a path to becoming not just a holy city, but a holy nation of Eltergard, which it was potentially succeeding in, or partially succeeding in before the fall. The details of the companion are again not known. However, it is widely believed to be celestial in some way, uh, given that it does send vampires scampering or burning, depending on their luck.
Anything in particular about Fabius Krieg, about how he came to, aside from how he came to power, any specific biographies on him?
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Curious as to why he would take credit for that.
Well, I mean, if he did it,
Damn.
Like well-deserved credit, right? Then
Well, it's also possible that it could have just mysteriously just materialized in thin air, and he probably just be like, "Yeah, that was totally me. I did that."
yeah, totally possible. Yeah, yeah.
It is known that he was a cleric of Torm, and Torm, you would know, is the god, or as a god rather, because of duty, loyalty, obedience, domain of war, portfolio of courage, self-sacrifice, that sort of thing. Let's see, any more lore about Thavius? Ah, here we go. Okay. Not much is known of him, or rather, he had a unremarkable life by all accounts. Um, prior to his rise to being the High Overseer, um, he claims to have petitioned to a higher power, though which in particular he did not disclose, uh, to summon the companion to rid the city of the undead scourge that had uh, been wreaking havoc and overthrowing the populace. During his reign, which it might be added, was following a crisis of leadership in Elturel and the unexplained but convenient disappearance of a likely successor, as well as her whole retinue. Just trying to see what kind of things he's done. It was a bit of a douche, actually. Let's see. One of his first acts was to rebuild an abandoned fort, then known as Bridge Fort, renamed to Fort Tamal. In this might have been considered an honor, but in later years, a posting to the fort was apparently a punishment for insubordination by young agitators and zealots in the Order of the Companion. He spent much of his reign paving the road for Elturel to become a holy nation of its own. Let's see. 30 years ago, he ordered a region called the Reaching Woods barricaded after the discovery of shrines to certain primal entities that he disapproved of. While they were maintained by elves and humans, as well as gnolls and goblins, he proclaimed that goblins were vicious and gnolls were known demon worshippers, and declared the death penalty for any who came out of or went into the forest. Another thing of note here, it says, when the entire garrison of Fort Morninglord vanished without cause and under sinister circumstances in 1476, just under 20 years ago, he ordered it bricked up and sealed, claiming that whatever evil or contagion it might house should be locked away. Furthermore, anyone who attempted to break in would be declared an outlaw.
Interesting.
Otherwise, yes, ruled. In general, much of his rule and history of Elturel is follows that same trend, proclaiming, taking harsh action, while claiming it is in the name of the greater good.
Typical religious zealot. All right, I think that's pretty much everything that I would think I would need to know in regards to recent history.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious if Silvara had made any progress with the puzzle box as of at this point.
Okay. Yeah, you can make your way back towards her laboratory. Roque, what would you like to do in that case?
I'll just be after fucking around with a fuck ton of books. Just follow
get
Ekard.
Just get bored and follow him out.
Yep, pretty much.
Literally spend like 5 hours just fucking ruining books.
Yep, pretty much.
Gotcha.
My heart is crying.
Maybe look for that famous tusk glove that I've heard so much about.
Tusk Love. Right.
Looking for Tusk Love. Okay.
In all the wrong places.
Yep.
You don't find it in this section of the library, but if
Not.
you ask about it, you would be directed to its location.
Nope.
No?
Not asking
Okay.
for that outright.
Very well, coward.
So, Ekard, find the answers you were looking for. Oh,
Um,
somebody's calling me.
Okay, we'll go back to Keya and Beriadan. Beriadan, what would you like to do while Keya is studying?
If I'm not directly helping her with that, suppose I would attempt to find any, if there is any books about artificer armoring.
Okay.
So not just like blacksmith armoring, but with the mechanical natures that I've been exploring.
Okay. Yeah. If asked, you would be directed towards a various potential areas of the library, and in fact, is offered that books could be fetched for you if you would like. Primarily, they would be of gnomish origin.
And I mean, fetching me a book would be good, but you're saying like specifically like artificer armoring books?
Well, it's not my area of expertise, but I could do what I can, you know. And I'm sure someone here knows.
I'm willing to give you a try. I'm willing to let you attempt it.
Oh, very well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So while he's searching around, comes back after after maybe half an hour. Or rather, sorry, Silly me. He comes back after precisely 33 minutes and 26 seconds.
Of course, of course.
Yes, of course, of course. Damn you, keen mind. Reemerges with a few books. A few of them appear to be mechanical in nature, in fact. Says, I think these are potentially helpful to you. Magical armor, mundanely powered armor, mundane armor, sorts of things.
Thank you.
You are,
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
of course, of course.
You have been quite useful today.
I try my
Kia
best.
Kia just smiles while she's sitting at the table.
And I'll pan through and see, like, is there any basically, like, I'm looking for intricacies with regards to, like, I have a working set, like, working armor right now, but is there anything new or anything, I guess, old that, like, I haven't thought of?
Right, okay. I see, I see. A lot of things you have thought of, but I'm trying to think about what manner of things would you be? I know,
So,
kind of.
yeah, just
Help me out here. Help me
yeah,
out.
yeah. So, has there ever been a case? So, there's the ability to create infusions on the armor itself. However, when I attempt to infuse the armor, and I'm saying this out loud to nobody,
Yeah.
when
Just
when I
the
attempt
book.
to infuse the armor, it infuses the entire set. Um, being able to infuse particular pieces, such as the gauntlets, such as the helms, would be quite fascinating. Could I do that?
Let's see, let's see.
Which is something I can do eventually.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
like, I'm looking for evidence of that now.
Yes, very well. Yes, there is. What's a gnome name? Ah. Indigo Brimblebot has many theories on artificer infusions and methods in which one could potentially separate the larger infusions that would typically be required to work on the whole set as one piece. But if you're able to apply the proper theory and well, how is your armor infused actually? Runes, mechanical, magic, just in general?
It is magical runes, yeah.
Yes. Very
But
well.
I keep that a guarded secret.
Yes, of course. He describes in his book ways to have barriers, almost, as it were, of around different sections of the armor that would allow you to effectively prevent infusions from, I guess, bleeding over, as he describes it, onto the entire suit, the gauntlets,
Of
the helmet,
course.
chest piece, barriers, as it were, to keep it all contained to a single heart.
Why did I not think of this?
Because you didn't roll high enough on your intelligence check.
Huh. Is it, by the way, is he a deep gnome or is he a surface gnome?
Surface gnome.
Oh, yeah.
I misheard that his circus gnome.
He is a circus gnome.
Even more interesting. So now, I just need to figure out what I would use as a barrier. Something, okay. I have some ideas. And then I'll spend the rest of the time tinkering. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd recommend, I think he would recommend materials that are have notable, as it were, anti-magic properties,
Okay.
salt, base irons, that sort of thing, to be inscribed or pressed into rune barriers between the parts to help prevent the bleed through.
Fascinating.
Mm,
So I'll spend at least some time tinkering with any time I've left, like doing that.
sure.
And I'll also be working on a special project when I kind of get stuck or just get bored of that and want to get back to my special project,
Sounds good.
which is just me building my next like artificer item.
Perfect. Yeah. You go through the books that you have, and it's it's a little bizarre. It's almost as though each book is discussing uh, a different timeline. They aren't necessarily all congruent with one another. They disagree in a few places and agree in others in ways that are strange. However, they all agree on one thing, that time and memory are fairly closely interlinked. Our perception of it, and thus our memory of it, are tightly woven together. Let's see. And do you have anything in particular else you're looking for? But if not, this will lead you towards the discovery of what we were talking about, as in part of your notes, and by the end of this study period, you'll be able to have a potentially working prototype.
Dope. Nah, that's all I'm gonna work on.
Okay. I'll add it right now before I forget. Let's see. I need to look at how other spells are written in here. Okay, level 2 school. Okay, let's see. Forgive me one moment. Maybe take a 5-minute break at this point.
Can you type it all in?
Yep.
Super exciting.
As I get this all together. Yeah, let's take a quick 5-minute break, get some water, bio break, that sort of thing, and we'll pick it up.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Actually found, I'm sure you all have seen Grim Hollow advertised around. It has rules for lichdom for players.
What?
I know, right? As well as lycanthropy, vampirism, becoming an aberration, or a fiend.
I love how anyone just watching the whatchamacallit, the recording at this point, it's just they're just gonna tune things just gonna tune back in, and they're just gonna like wonder like why are they suddenly talking about lycanthropy and lichdom all of a sudden?
Yeah,
It's D&D. Why would we not be talking about that?
exactly. Yeah.
Plus, inside jokes. You won't get it,
Yeah.
guys.
Wow, that'll be mean to our viewers, Tyler. Where was that though? Well,
It's in the Grim Hollow campaign guide. It's got a bunch of cool stuff. This is not sponsored by Grim Hollow.
right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can see multi-classing into Lich being good, or like being a wizard who then like you forego your wizard subclass and then, or yeah, your wizard subclass and then go like Lich subclass, right?
It's not even a subclass. It's just a side thing that you go into, and then as you progress through the game, you can perform tasks to power up, and then you'll get different boons, which are like really powerful, obviously, because you're turning into a lich or what have you.
Oh, I see.
But you also get flaws that are pretty serious. Like lycanthropes get mindless rage, where they can have a chance to attack anything that's alive, focusing on anything that's helpless, for example.
good. Like your teammate who just got knocked.
It specifies non-players, but I think that's a little bit boring. But that's
Yeah.
because high chaos is more fun.
I agree.
And they got some cool takes on backgrounds being something that is almost like a subclass of its own. But anyways, I don't want to get too into it. It's
Just a quick question when you said high cast. Do you happen to play Dishonored?
I do. I'm actually probably going to be giving the Dishonored tabletop RPG a shot with one of my buddies soon.
Oh,
Because
nice.
he's looking to try out DMing, and he decided the Dishonored tabletop was a good way to start. So there you go.
I just couldn't help but ask since you mentioned high chaos. I was like, oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This game is not sponsored by Kool-Aid.
Or Dishonored or Arcane.
If you would like to sponsor us, please reach out to fucking
Somebody.
brain. my brain was like, nah.
Please reach out to My Mind Has Been Erased. Oh no.
Kool-Aid has gotten me.
So, you might notice that you have something in your spell list here, level 2.
I watched you type it in. I was so excited.
Okay.
I was sitting on the couch like bouncing, and like Alex was trying to talk to me, and I was like, "But spells."
Okay. All right. So we'll take it back in with
Thank you.
Ekard and Roque going in to see if Silvera needs any help or has made any progress, rather, in her study of the box. Actually, there's an image. It's not what's currently going on, but this will also help show what she looks like, because I realized I did not describe her even a little bit. Because I am a fool. Let's see. What would this image be called? Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Oops. That's fine. Don't pay
Yeah,
attention
don't
to
think
that.
I didn't notice that. I'm going
You
to ignore it, but
Don't. I mean, it's
Gotcha.
you're gonna find that out in about a few days anyway. Fool that I am.
Fulutuk.
Anyways, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to assume that you're meaning end game days. So
Yes, in game days. In 2 real days. I want to tell you stuff.
so next game session then. Got it.
No, not necessarily. It depends on. Wow, does this image just not have a name? Well, worst case, I can just copy and paste it into the chat. But let me see if I can find it in here. I guess not. What a shame. What a shame. Oh, it's too powerful. God.
Oops.
What if I do this? There we go. That's not what she's doing right now, but
Oh, dope. I love the face on the little creature.
what was that?
I love the face on the little creature on the desk.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
Fucking Nurgle.
Safe? I'm sure nothing bad will
Yeah,
happen.
pretty much. But Nurgle's red, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So, the two of you make your way back inside of the laboratory. It is a few hours later, getting on into the later evening, even. Um, and you find Silvara has placed the puzzle box on a table of its own and is currently referencing the faces of it to various volumes of notes. She doesn't notice you come in, too engrossed in her work.
I don't wish to disturb her, but I do want to subtly call attention to myself and just sort of ask if how she's coming along and if she needs any assistance.
Okay. So after a moment, she does look up and says, "Oh, yes, hello. Ah, hmm. It's coming along. This one's quite difficult, but I should have it done very soon, I think. Hoping by tomorrow evening, actually, if all goes well and my brain doesn't explode. Just a bit of infernal puzzle box humor, though that could happen. So, anyways, yes. I don't suppose you have any expertise in uh, infernal puzzle boxes yourself, do you? Either of you?
Nope.
Unfortunately, I don't. In fact, the most qualified among us almost had his brain blown. So,
Ah, what a pity.
Nurgle, do you know anything about this box?
Hmm. It's got a contract in it. I know that for sure.
Contract.
Yes.
Hmm. That's interesting. Did we already know that?
Potentially. I think Beriadan might have.
We would have assumed, anyways. I think, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think when Beriadan was studying it, I mentioned that they're typically used for infernal contracts between mortals and devils.
Oh, okay. So he's basically pointing at the obvious.
Yeah, he's
and
Cool.
if it, yeah, and if it's locked, then yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah, it's locked.
yeah. Thank you,
And
Nurgle.
it's
Always
like
so much.
it's
Okay,
got
you can
6
shut up now.
sides.
Yes, you can shut up. It's all good. Thank you. Yep. No, I don't know anything about it.
Well, I suppose you could try and keep Lulu entertained. She's
Lulu.
yes, Lulu. She's around. I sent her away because she gets excited by the boxes you see. Uh, I'm sure she'll. Oh, there she is now. Um, you hear a fluttering of wings from above, and this we do have an image of somewhere. There it is. A small, winged, furry elephant
What the fuck?
What? Yeah, you beat me to it. Yeah.
Is that
flaps.
So
Dumbo's cousin?
cute.
Say again.
I said, is that Dumbo's cousin?
Yes. Flaps its way down and alights on the table next to the puzzle box. Let's see. Let's see. So many different lore pages up. My goodness, where's the lore? There it is. Oh yes. Um, and she begins babbling excitedly to Silvira, and then when she notices the pair of you, to you, in common. Not speaking, but just kind of the sound is almost emanating from within. Um, oh, is it open yet, Silvara? I can't wait. I can't wait. It's just like getting a gift. No, not yet. It takes time. Takes time. Did you two mind? She's in the way.
I just give a smile as if I've dealt with children before and just sort of utilize prestidigitation to try to get her attention.
All right, how do you do it?
Couple of minor sparks and a
Mhm.
magical trinket that just sort of appear in my hand.
As soon as there's sparks, she whips around to face you, and watches you with rapt attention. I wish she had hands so she could clap, but oh, do it again! Do it again!
I say I do so easily, and I said,
Yeah.
why don't we go ahead and find somewhere a little more roomier than this?
Yeah.
Because
She.
I'm assuming there's just a bunch of different just magical
It's
doodads and doohickeys around that Silvera probably would appreciate not catching on fire or anything.
yes. And it's easy enough to find a spot away from the action. So it is like entertaining a child. So easily distracted by uh, pretty much anything interesting. Uh, and after some time, uh, you Beriadan and Keya, after you finish with your studies, what would you like to do?
I would be more than content to just sit here for more hours, but if we've got shit to do, we got shit to do.
You can study the night away, no problem.
I'll probably, yeah, I'll keep up with my tinkering, and if I hit a stone wall in it or don't know what to do, I'll either go help Keya or I'll go check in with Ekard and see how his studies have gone.
Sounds good.
I'm assuming they'll send word once he opens the box
Yeah, that would be a fair assumption.
because they send people to come find us and let us know.
That's a fair assumption to make. Yeah. So if
So
you would
yeah,
like,
I'll stay there until I'm called back then.
all right. So, that would likely mean spending the night there. You are not called during the night, and Birdie, and when you go to look for Ekard and Roque, you do not find them, and you are directed to that they left the library a few hours ago. I know. A mystery is afoot. However, um, if anyone else has, unless anyone else has anything they would like to do, it is getting into the evening. So, lodgings secured, or perhaps uh, you simply stay studying where you are throughout the night, uh, and the day passes. If that is agreeable to everyone, of course.
Yeah.
Sounds good to
So
me.
I don't know where my friends went to.
I
That's
definitely
fair.
would have found some quarters.
Yes, there is a space south of the laboratories called the House of Rest, where there are rooms for travelers. Comfortable. Let's see. 3-story bunkhouse, which is described as rustic accommodations with both private and common rooms. It is also especially quiet here. Let's see. Beside which is a tavern that is called the Hearth, with warm light emanating from a pair of small windows on either side of the front door. However, if you were to enter it, you would find that it is 3 times more spacious on the inside.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
Mm.
This whole place is full of extra-dimensional spaces. Either
Suddenly,
place.
I just get the
Sorry.
Doctor Who theme just playing in my head now. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off or anything.
No problem. Just so yes, sleeping is at the House of Rest, and spending time is at the Hearth. There you go. Beriadan, you go seeking your friends, lost as they are, gone but not forgotten. Oops. I misclicked. What a fool I am.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. But in whatever way you choose to, you while away the night. We're going to rest away. Let's see. And again, I'm assuming for expediency's sake, this day will be spent in much the same way, either entertaining Lulu, helping out Silvara with her task if you desire to lend aid in some way, or studying in the Great Library. That's pretty much the extent of what there is to do in Candlekeep, honestly.
that's fucking like Keya's lifeblood right now. So she'll do that until, she's either like realizes the time and is like, oh crap, I've been here for like a day and a half. Where'd everybody go?
They
And
just
then go
left.
back
They're
to
back in Baldur's
yeah.
Gate.
I'm just
We
sitting
tried
there
to
like,
get you, but we
oh,
couldn't pull you away.
well, sorry. I was in a trance, literally. And then I'll see if Silvara wants help, and if she doesn't need my help, I'll go back to researching until somebody comes and find me.
Very well. Yes, if anyone is interested in helping Silvara, she will accept it. It'll be primarily either exchanging knowledge between different, like what you may or may not know about the what's the name? Puzzle box. She'd be particularly interested in Beriadan's experiences with it.
I was gonna say I'd go. Yeah.
As
I'd
well
go help
as
her with it.
and then spending extended time would be assisting her in trying to decipher the mechanism of opening the box. Anyone who would like to aid her,
Yeah, I'll do
uh,
so.
please make an Arcana or Religion check.
Hmm. I feel like I tried Arcana last time, so I will do religion. Just straight roll.
Yep.
Not bad.
Okay. Yeah. Between the two of you, you actually do make good progress. According to Silvara, it's difficult to tell with the way these puzzle boxes are constructed. But she expects with your assistance, you may have saved a few hours of work. Box may be open sooner than she had anticipated. Let's see. Beriadan and Ekard, what would you two like to spend much of your day doing?
Well, I'm helping her, right?
Oh fuck. Ekard and Roque. My brain dumb. My brain mashed peas.
I've already did my my studying, so I'm probably gonna spend most of my day probably in meditation, trying to communicate with Minerva.
Okay.
I will entertain Lulu with Nurgles.
Okay. Okay. So, Ekard, as you spend your day meditating, it's strange, actually, this place. It seems to be that there is almost a barrier preventing you from reaching. I know you just said the name, and then it just left my
Inava.
brain. And
Yeah.
yes, thank you, Inava. It's like I know it's just like as soon as I hear it, it's gone. Anyways, Inava. It's almost as though there's something preventing you from reaching her. In fact,
Interesting.
What the fuck does that even mean?
and
Like
in
a
fact,
cloister.
the other thing that should be noted is that the shield has been notably silent this entire time that
Totally
you've
fine.
been here too. It wasn't particularly talkative, but before entering Candlekeep, but it hasn't uttered a word since you arrived. In fact, it seems to have calmed down its unsettling shifting, as it were, somewhat. And yes, it is as though Ekard is almost as though before you had been reached out. There, what's the word I'm looking? It's gone from my brain. Something is preventing you from seeking her out.
All right
Roque,
then.
as you spend time playing with Lulu, and when she first meets, wow, Nurgle, damn brain. I apparently cannot remember names at all today.
Names are hard.
Yeah,
Names are hard.
I'm supposed to be the one that knows all the names, guys.
Nobody can ever remember all the names. You're fine.
It's true. So she stares at him quizzically for a while and says, "You seem familiar. Do I know you?" Nurgle, to his credit, just shrugs.
Probably.
Yeah, he's like, "I don't fucking know."
Piss off.
Yeah. But she quickly moves on from that, seemingly unperturbed by that detail. As the day progresses, in fact, not long into the afternoon, Silvara and Beriadan, you both manage to Vera, anyway, both manage to click the last piece into place.
Ooh.
And how much damage do I take?
700.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
my god,
I'm
insta
kidding.
kill.
welcome to my new character.
It's
In the puff of smoke.
Ceridian.
In the puff of smoke, a new person appears.
It just as Beriadan dies, just keep adding a different letter to the front of his name. So it's Ceridian, Deridian,
Yep.
Iridian,
Yeah.
Feridian.
Yeah. Yeah. We're laughing, but
It's not a bad idea. He's just got he secretly is a high enough level to cast clone.
secretly,
What?
that is true.
Anyways, but yes, as the two of you are working away, uh, she announces, "Aha!" and clicks the last piece into place. Says, "I think I've got it." Um, depressing a switch and twisting a dial, sliding a piece out of the way. The box clicks quietly, and then as she steps back, rises up, uh, the faces shifting complexly before opening up uh, into a flat cross shape. Resting in the middle is a piece of slate with something engraved on it in Infernal.
And what does it say?
Let's see.
I can actually speak Infernal. I might be able to read it too.
Mm-hmm. Once it is opened, the party would be summoned uh, by various people, either shouts into the next room or, in Keya's case, specifically, someone has come to collect her.
Yep.
I say, yeah, I definitely would be there for the opening of the box. So,
Yes, yes. So,
especially if I can't contact Inova, I'd be like, yeah, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna go watch Beriadan
just gonna
and
sit there and watch. Yeah.
yeah.
So, the slate reads as follows. On this, the 15th day of Flame Rule, in the 1444th year of the Dale Reckoning, I, Naya Belandi, by my authority as the High Watcher of Helm, and the highest surviving mortal authority in the city of Elturel, do
What?
swear this oath to pledge my soul and the entire city of Elturel unto the Archduchess Zariel, to be so passed into her custody at the end of 50
Oh,
years,
oh my god.
the latter to be transported to Avernus, and the former to be taken into her service.
Oh, bastards.
In exchange for which, Zariel, the Archduchess of Avernus and faithful representative of Asmodeus the Archfiend, Lord of the Ninth, and Nessus, Supreme Master of the Nine Hells, bestows the gift of the champion of the companion, a solar insidiator, which shall be placed in the sky above Elturel for at least the term of this agreement, and whose light will scourge the undead from the city. She further swears to render whatever aid may be necessary to end High Rider Clav Ikai's reign if the gift of the companion prove insufficient to this task. In consideration and honor of these mutual covenants, we sign in blood upon the day and year first written above, Zariel, Archduchess of Avernus, High Watcher Naya Belandi of Elturel.
Well, that explains a thing or two.
And you said that this was by Thavius Krieg. You said
No,
no,
this is Naya Belandi.
Naya Belandi. Okay.
Yes. That is spelled. I'll post it for you in Discord so that you have it on hand because it is a lot.
Thank you. Yes.
There you are.
Oh my goodness. 1004. Oh, one. You were just reading about that year.
Mhm. That is the year that the companion was brought into the sky by the uh current, or technically former, High Overseer of Elturel, Thavius Krieg, or so he claimed.
Right.
I say a little bit of confusion kind of etches Ekard's face in that he just kind of scratches his chin. Is like, well, this wasn't exactly what I anticipated, but my theory was 90% correct.
Lulu, as she hears this read out loud by whoever is doing so, pipes up. Oh, Zariel! That was the name of my angel!
Hmm?
Yes,
What?
I remember. Through the gate, and tearing through devils like a song through the air, and Zariel was singing songs with the knights joining her celestial voice. But then we were betrayed? Uh, I remember betrayal, but by who? Don't know. Just don't remember. And,
I'm gonna walk up to Lulu
mm-hmm.
and I'll go, may I try something on you, Lulu? It's a work in progress, but I might be able to help you remember.
Oh, okay.
God.
S-
Oh, don't.
And I will. I
Silvara,
will.
to her credit, looks stunned by this revelation, by the way. But, sorry, go ahead.
So I will. I mean, we're not doing anything, so I'll just cast it so it's instantaneous.
Mhm.
I'll put my hands beside Lulu's like forehead temple area and lightly touch her temples and cast their memory.
Right.
And I will pull out the memory of who betrayed her and Zariel.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, where
And
did
if I can do the little thing that Beriadan made me, the little
Mm-hmm.
what the heck did they call it? Oh no, my brain just stopped working. The
The
dish
curse is
anyway.
spreading.
I know. What have you done? The little dish,
Mm-hmm.
and I can fucking I know it starts with a P, but I can't remember. The dish anyways where it reflects the memory, so I can show it to everyone.
Yes, absolutely. And, uh, let me see.
Fancy.
Yes,
Got it.
I was just looking it up. I was like, "Ah, I know we have this somewhere," but
Dang it.
okay.
Hensi, that's it, yeah.
Let me see.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Lulu's memories. Give me one moment here. There's a lot.
Yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to remember a lot of memories now.
It's okay. Okay, here we go. This is what you see, from Lulu's perspective. She seems to be much, much bigger in this memory and is in a plain of burning red sand. Let's see. All around, the battle flags of various armies, human or mortal at least, surround them. She looks to her left and sees a human riding astride a large black horse. A voice from above Lulu says, "The demon army is buckling under Olanthius's assault. I think Haruman may be able to catch them in a pincer and end Yinogu's terror for all time." The woman on the horse says, "I agree. As long as my army holds strong, we can keep the devil army engaged until their bloody work is done." At that moment, a desperate trumpet sounds out from across the battlefield. Lulu shifts her attention behind her, as does the woman on the horse, who says, "I gave no order. What's happening?" Um, the woman, whoever is riding Lulu, says, "Fly, we need to see." And the ground lurches away as Lulu takes flight. Looking down, they can see a huge section of the army is peeling away towards a large portal through which Yinogu forces, gnolls, and other demons seem to be
Sorry.
leading the various soldiers. Small units from other sections are following. And that is where the memory ends. Oh, that was that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Oh, I remember red sand. What? Lulu seems confused and a little distraught by this.
Keya is like shocked that this worked. But when she shakes herself out of her stupor, she'll go, sorry, Lulu, one, you were much bigger, and two, who was beside you? Do you recognize?
A little bit. I think that might have been Yale.
And then Zarya was obviously riding you.
I think so.
But
Zarya was an archdevil. So,
not exactly, from my understanding.
go on.
She's an angel who's been corrupted. I think would be the right term.
She was my angel, that's right.
Something happened during that battle.
First step towards the corrupting, perhaps. Looking at the I forget her name, the woman who we're like talking to here. Looking at her. Did you know this?
I had no idea. When I met Lulu, she had no memories. More, well, few, only fragments. I had no idea she was uh, served alongside Zariel, or uh, in truth, was in Avernus, apparently.
Avernus.
Oh,
That's where the fights. That's where the
that
front
is,
line of the blood war.
that's, yes.
Blood War.
Look,
Do I remember anything? Sorry, do I remember anything from the Blood War mentioning who would have caused the turn of events to happen?
no, you have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know if any mortal would know that.
It looks as though that was from the time when the Hell Riders were in Avernus, but huh. Well, that is strange.
I mean, I was only able to do it for a minute, but I could try again, see if we could see the end of the memory.
Well, I suppose if Lulu is
Oh,
open to it.
So hold on. You have this magic now.
yes.
And it allows you to pull the memories or experience the memories of other
Person who
beings.
witnessed it. Or I could share my memories with you and allow you to see them myself. Or pull them out like I just did and share them with everyone in the room. It's been something that I've been working on for months.
Incredible that you just made this. What would happen if you attempted to access the memory that had been magically blocked by an archdevil or Asmodeus himself?
Would I have come across anything like that in my research of the
You,
spell?
as far as intentionally blocked memories, you aren't sure. But it is probably a safe assumption that anything intentionally blocked by a powerful entity like that may require some more work to get a hold of.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, if it has intentionally been blocked, or whatever you want to call it, could those memories also be trapped? As in, you go into the mind of Lulu here, and something similar happens to you. I think it's a horrible idea to go back in. I'm excited that you have this ability and that you just learned to use it, but I think it would be the most foolish choice of your life. Even more foolish than what me and you have done to tempt this. Lulu herself could be something. You said she was much larger in the memory?
Yes, you saw it. She appeared to be a lot larger
I don't
than
know what I saw.
See.
from the viewpoint. Just everything seemed a lot smaller to her. Whereas
Right.
if I were to see her memories from where she is now, things would look a lot larger. I mean, she looked to be bigger than a horse.
So say Lulu is a true polymorphed elder dragon. And I'll stop like mid sentence and look at her, like Lulu.
He looks up at you. Kind of like puppy dog eyes.
That's terrifying. Unlocking memories could revert what's been done to her, which could be good, or could unleash a terrible killing machine that would kill everyone here in Candlekeep, including us.
I just kind of look over at Lulu, kind of like as a silent, this little baby?
Your choice, of course.
I mean, I feel like if it were to have been wrapped, it would be an extremely elaborate way to hide something. No offense, Lulu, but it would have been easier to kill her than to go through all this trouble. Whereas I think if the memories were intentionally blocked, it would either end where I saw it or come out fuzzy, maybe even just blank, and not necessarily divert it, but or if her memory's been modified, I would see the modification. I don't think it's possible that it would be trapped, but I understand your concern.
Here's a good image. For the size comparison.
My God. Wow.
That is a difference.
Ekard, Roque, what do you think?
That, Ekard crosses his arms and just rubs his chin. He looks over at the small Lulu
Mm.
and just shakes his head and just not really sure. I wouldn't
think more.
think she would be of any threat to us, but at the same time, you never know. They do say that big things come in small packages.
I think you're right, Beriadan. More research is definitely needed before going back in. But Lulu, I am terribly sorry that you had to witness that again.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She kind of trails off contemplatively. Well, Sylvia claps her hands together. I suppose the next order of business would be this infernal contract here. Um,
Indeed. And I'm looking over it again and I'm like thinking, so um would I have caught the name Naja Balandi in during my um studies yesterday?
let me see. One moment, please.
Take your time.
Yes, I think so. Da, da, da. Yes, she was the High Watcher of Helm, as in the god Helm.
Okay.
She, let's see, when the new vampire lord, rose to power, she was the one who had discovered his secret in 1444. However, which sparked what is known as the Night of the Red Coup, when the vampires swept through Elturel, killing or converting the citizens.
Oh,
Okay.
She, let's see what happened to her. Okay. She ran a guerrilla effort within the city's walls after the Red Coup, but is thought to have been killed during that time. Uh, shortly, sometime around when the in my head, sometime around when the companion was risen above the city.
Hmm. I was as I'm like going
Oh,
over
sorry,
the
that was my bad. I misread that. Sorry. She was assassinated in
um,
1446.
I see. So I go on and I explain to the team, and as I'm like looking over this contract again, I explain that as I was studying yesterday I let them know about what I had learned about the recent history of El Terrell, as well as looking in on the history of its of, of Thavius Krieg,
Mm.
and I had came to the assumption of a theory that maybe since with everything that I'd learned about Thavius, that maybe he was the one who had forged this contract. I hadn't considered the possibility that someone else under his command or under his employ, such as Miss Belandi here, would have been the one to do that. But then I also explained that with my studies that Belandi was the one who was assassinated. So um, I guess I was wrong on, like I said, I was mostly wrong on who crafted this contract, but I had assumed that the contract, this infernal puzzle box, and the whatchamacallit, the companion, were somehow linked in some sort of method. But now I'm just kind of curious why it was her that managed to form this with Zariel. How was she, you know, how was she connected aside from the fact that she was um, a high priestess? Was she somehow connected to this? In I guess what I'm trying to say is that did she have some sort of political aspirations of anything of this nature? What would have caused her to reach out to form this contract? But then I suppose it really doesn't matter at this point.
I think only two people would maybe even know that. Her and Zariel.
I suppose.
And dare I say, frankly, I don't think we would like to speak to either of them.
Yeah,
Well,
that could cause more trouble than it's worth.
Well, like I said, at this point, it doesn't really largely matter. I mean, the why is irrelevant at this point.
Mm-hmm. So at least we know what happened to Eltrell.
We bring it back.
Yes, so you might be able to do that actually.
Really?
Yes. You see, these contracts are, well, they're made in pairs. One for the devil and one for the mortal. And you see, if both copies are brought together, uh, they will be nulled, reversed, destroyed, whatever. Um, you may, however you may put it, it could bring the city back very well. Of course, that would likely require a trip into Avernus, and that is a
Right.
field that Traxagor is more familiar with.
Who?
The otter, wherever he has been hiding, she says pointedly, as if to summon him, but he does not appear. She sighs. Anyways, yes, he would be able to send or send that, and whoever would like to carry it into Avernus.
Huh.
Of
I have
course.
a
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I have 1,000 questions, but please finish.
Oh, of course he would also accompany it, because he would be the best way back. You see. But you have 1,000 questions.
We are sure that this is not Zariel's contract that we somehow have here, luckily.
I imagine she would have it on her person or
Ha.
nearby. I know. It's never that easy.
And is there precedence for this breaking of a contract? Has it been done before?
Oh, yes. A few times. Not often, of course, but it is a bit of an undertaking, as you might imagine, but there have been a few instances of it occurring, and generally the contract, when rendered null, is reversed in some way. I imagine it would bring the city back. It may not return the companion, but that might be for the best,
Wonder what the
given its
companion
origin.
was. Yes.
So I explained that the companion was basically like a second son that was meant to drive away like that of the undead.
Right. But it was divine, but also likely corrupt. Like it didn't malfunction, it did exactly its job.
It just, when the time was up this year, Eltrell was sucked in along with the companion. So, if we were to go to Avernus and sign this contract, you said we would be able to take, what was his name again? Taraxa? And then he would be our best way back.
Yes,
If
he is.
something were to
Oh, well, if you're careful, it should be, as safe as planar travel into one of the pits, one of the layers of hell can be. There are other ways out, and I'm assuming including uh, completing the contract or nulling the contract within the city.
Because the city itself and everyone who lives there is currently
There, yes.
based on this contract.
That is what one can assume.
I have a feeling that this one would be the mortal contract, and it's just been carried on through the worshippers that we've been interacting with as the holy tome.
Yes,
Sure.
I imagine they weren't able to open it until uh, I, the expertise required is a very specialist. I like to think, anyways. Um,
Hmm.
humble brag.
Hmm.
Um, or just full brag. Anyways, however, it's very likely that they did view it as some sort of holy artifact or holding their ultimate truth. You know how cults are with these sorts of things.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Well, we've come across many of them.
Secondhand, of course.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Um, I mean, the other thing to consider is that if it's not the mortals, because would they have always kept even the mortals end of the contract in a infernal device box,
Oh
or
yes.
would oh
It is, well, as you can imagine, they are not particularly keen on the idea of people reading the contract or, in truth, oh, successfully extracting it and
yes.
bringing them together, and the boxes prevent that. While
So,
also being, and she looks at you, Beriadan, I'm sure you know, uh, very tempting. Devils are fond of that sort of thing, too. I'm
Yeah.
referring to you attempting to open it, not
I
not
know I yes.
implying that you are a devil worshipper. Sorry.
So it sounds like, and I'm going to look at Ekard, and then I'm going to look at Roque. It sounds like the three of us are going to hell.
3 of you.
Keya, you're not going.
You think I'm not going to come? Well, that's absurd. I can make my own decisions, Beriadan.
Yeah, she can make her own decisions, Beriadan. Well, maybe I'll find my patron down in Avernus. I know he's most likely a devil, but I don't know who.
That's the point. You need my smarts. You need my magic. You need me to help. We need to work together to be able to solve this. You can't honestly think I'd let you go down there without me.
No. I don't want you to.
Look like I'm excited about it. If it means saving all those people, Beriadan, I'm not going to turn them away. You know I can't. Not after what happened.
But we're going with the otter. And if things go bad, you escape with the otter.
If things go horrible, we are all trying to escape with our lives.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, if things go really bad, and I and Ekard and certainly Roque have to sacrifice ourselves so that you can escape.
What? I would do no such thing.
Thank you.
She can sacrifice herself for her own life.
That's not
Strong,
how that
independent
works.
woman.
She
I
can't.
will make no promises. You know I can't.
We're gonna discuss this later, Keya, in private. But for now, let's go talk to an otter.
Oh, I can summon him here actually. Allow me a moment. And she begins to cast sending, which is to the tune, which you can imagine is to the tune of "Get your furry arse here now."
Is this otter again? What is his? Is he
Uh,
polymorphed? Is he?
yes. He experiment gone wrong. Eventually decided he preferred the form and kept it. Don't ask. I don't
Oh.
understand it either.
What was he before?
Human.
I understand.
Yes, but interesting.
Otters are superior to humans in many ways.
They're brilliantly wonderful.
So, after a while, he reappears as, yes. What? Oh my. You opened it. And I suppose you'll need my expertise. Very well.
Afraid so.
Well, suppose if you're ready, we can get on with it. If not,
I suppose we are ready.
Ready
Oh.
as I'm ever going to be.
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Everyone who's coming, stand close.
Mhm.
And he takes everyone's hands, including Lulu, who decided she is attending,
Yay!
by the way.
I love Lulu.
Well,
I have a really good feeling about this. We're gonna get into Avernus, and she's gonna transform back into her like winged mammoth.
Right, and then get slaughtered because we have a huge golden fucking symbol. Let's see how this fucking happens.
Everyone hold hands. And as you link in a circle, he waves a forked metal rod through the air, and a sigil appears, red in the midst of you. And I would say you blink and you're somewhere else, but that's not quite what happens. As though you just are somewhere else. And where you are gets a description. One moment.
That's why we're under here. Just kidding.
Where the hell are we? So, a hot, stinging air assaults your senses. The city streets in which you stand is lined with buildings that are crumbling, if not already collapsed. The ground shudders and shifts beneath your feet. In the red, smoky sky, a 400 diameter sphere of darkness discharges strokes of bluish-white lightning that strike the city at irregular intervals. Perched atop a distant bluff overlooking the rest of the city is a crumbling fortress. From around the corner, you can hear a scream, followed shortly by a woman carrying two toddlers racing around the corner. Human, all three. Followed close behind are a pair of bearded devils chasing her down. Traxagor takes this all in, gazes up at the black orb nervously, utters a few arcane syllables, and disappears in the blink of an eye. And we'll pick it up in 2 weeks.
I
Ah, jeez.
didn't know he was going to leave us there.
Yeah.
Surprise! Big surprise!
Freaking coward.
We're in hell.
We made it! The
Welcome
meat.
to hell.
Welcome
Oh.
to die.
I'm
Sorry.
excited. Are you excited?
Yes.
Nervous, yo.
It's gonna be good. There's lots of cool and horrible things to see and do.
Yep. 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 Yep.
And I
Well,
keep on almost spoiling it in my excitement. I keep on almost just blurting out the thing that I'm most excited for, but you'll see.
Hold it together, Mal.
I can
I'm
only
trying
hazard a
so
guess, but I ain't gonna say anything either. I know what I'm most excited for.
punching
Oh,
Satan.
Now,
by the way,
Yeah.
before I got pulled away to Silvara's room,
Mm-hmm.
I would have snuck those books into my bag.
Easily done. Easily done.
Those books are mine now. I don't know if I'm ever going to get time to read in hell, but you know.
You never know.
Yeah, we'll find safe haven somewhere. We
There
got
are,
it.
not to spoil it, but there are some less dangerous parts
Right.
where respite is temporarily possible.
Few and far between.
Hmm. But welcome to Hell Terrell.
Oh boy.
nice.
There it is. There it is.
Ah.
Amazing.
I love it.
But next week, I believe, we are going to be back in the Abyss, solving geopolitical rat gnome issues.
That's what does. That's what does.
And then after that, we will be starting in initiative order.
Oh, will we? Okay.
Well, very likely. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
there are
Unless
a
we
pair of
choose to
bearded
let-
devils bearing down on you.
Yeah. A large part of me is like, how quickly can we hide?
Oh, yeah.
But another part of me is like, kids. Yeah.
Yeah, Ekard's probably just gonna Leroy Jenkins right into the whole thing.
There you go then. Like, we're all on the same page then.
Well, good game, everyone. I know it was a
Mhm.
lot of lore dumping and exposition, but
No, it was good. It was good.
nice, nice.
Lore and RP.
A nice, a little bit of a relaxing session in between the constant stress and paranoia of the political intrigue of Baldur's Gate and into the relentless stress and paranoia of being in hell.
Yeah.
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 But
Oh boy.
well done. And if there's nothing else, I will see you all next week.
Okay, sounds good.
In
Sounds
the
good.
Underdark.
GG guys. GG.
Bye.
GG.
Bye. GG.
Bye.
GG.
Later, y'all.